G'day guys, it's Phantom, and today I'm going to be talking about the new and just finished The Last of Us Season 1. It is based off the the PlayStation game, and it is a live action adaptation turned to a TV show with Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey. And this show can go either two ways. One, they don't know what they're doing and it becomes a huge bomb. Or two, it is the best thing you ever see. And luckily, this show is the best thing you ever see. Easily one of the best adaptations that I've ever seen, and coming really close to Arcane. I think this show is a bit better than Arcane, but this show is devastating from week to week, as each episode came out each week from January to last week. And every single episode is heartbreaking. It is this extremely intense. We follow Joel and Ellie as they try to go to the Fireflies' main place to find a cure for the infection that has gone around, and Ellie is immune. I have not played the games. I do know the lore and the characters enough to know the story. I have seen some clips and some scenes from the game and some gameplay from the game, so I think I know enough going into the show to know the world. And luckily, from what I know, the show absolutely does the game justice, and easily one of the best shows ever made. Pedro Pascal bodies the character of Joel, and Bella Ramsey bodies the character of Ellie. People have been complaining about the casting for Ellie, and I mean, no, she doesn't really look like her, but she is the character. My issue is the fandom being like, oh no, she doesn't look like the character. She cannot be the character. Weeks and months before the show came out, as soon as the first 3 episodes come out, people praise Bella Ramsey's performance, and I'm like, just trust them, because the original person who made the story wrote this show as well. So I was very happy about that, and so just trust them, and luckily I am very happy with what they did. So we're going to go through each episode and discuss a little bit about that. Episode 1 is the longest episode, an hour and 20, almost a full movie. We follow Joel and Sarah, his daughter, as they as the infection started, and all of the outbreaks and what the world around them is gonna go through now. And this episode is extremely emotional. The last part where Sarah dies, that is heartbreaking. And yeah, and then we jump 20 years in the future, where Joel is working and trying to survive, really. And then we get introduced to Ellie, who is prisoned, and Marlene wants to get her out, trying to escort her to the Fireflies' main place. Marlene is, because she's extremely injured, she's like, you take her, and yeah. And then Joel's like, no. But they did. And then into episode 2, we get Joel, Tess, and Ellie trying to get through more and more closer to the place. They try to survive. This is where we get to see the clickers, who that was a very, very intense scene, and yeah, I loved every second of it. And then Tess dies in the church, which is a very weird way to go out with the zombie kissing her. That was kind of weird. But yeah, another heartbreaking moment. Episode 3, we get a flashback to Bill and Frank. We know them kind of in the game. We don't know that much about Frank, but we get to see Bill and Frank's relationship and how they met, and we do see Joel as well in there. But yeah, that scene did. That episode did get a lot of hate for it, but I mean, no, it doesn't deserve the hate. Episode 4, we get Joel and Ellie trying to survive more. They get into quite a few shootouts. The main people in there know that they're there and want to get them and kill them. And then that's when we meet Sam and Elliot, who, that story, Elliot trying to protect Sam because Sam is deaf. He is not deaf in the game, but he is here, and that makes that story more emotional when at the end of the episode Sam dies from an infection and Elliot has to kill him, which is terrible, and then he puts it upon himself as he can't go through it, and that entire thing just broke me. Episode 6, we get reintroduced to Tommy, who is Joel's brother. He is in a new civilization, trying to protect everybody. They have their own community, which Joel and Ellie have to decide if they're going to stay or going to go forward. They eventually go forward, and episode 7 is the DLC part of the game, the episode where Ellie and Riley, their relationship and them going on into this shopping center, which the production design, by the way, was great. Absolutely captured the time that that it is based on. So that, again, heartbreaking. Riley dies in episode 6. Ellie pretty much explains that, like, I have killed somebody before, and in episode 7, Riley's the one, and devastating, yes, but you know. Episode 8, we see Ellie going on her own because Joel is injured from episode 6, and he gets captured from David and James, who are two terrible people, but James is played by Troy Baker, who voiced the original Joel. So it was nice to see him in here. But they take Ellie and imprison her, and we see the community that they made, and it is not good at all. They are terrible people. Well, he is, and we see how they survive, and it's just gross as. Cannibalism, by the way. But that, yeah, no. But luckily, Ellie absolutely just destroys. Just, yeah. And I was very happy that, that she did that, because did not want to see him anymore. But then we go into episode 9, the last episode, where Joel and Ellie arrived at the place. They previously kind of distant, because Ellie now knows that she may not be going on journeys with him, with Joel anymore, and she just wants to do some cool stuff with Joel. But she was very upset that it's going to come to an end. But Joel devours and goes on a massacre when he finds out what they have to do in order to get the cure. Yeah, this series is one of the best series. I can't put it into words how much I love this show. And yeah, I'm sorry if the stuff that I said was a little bit like all over the place. It's just one of the best shows that I've ever seen, and I love it. I'm gonna give The Last of Us an A+. That was my talking and review of The Last of Us. I wonder what they're gonna do with season 2, if they're gonna keep going, or they're gonna put it to the part 2 of the game. I am going to be playing the game when it comes out on PC at the end of the month. So, yeah. Anyway, that is me talking about The Last of Us. Season 1, I love it. What were your thoughts? Yeah, have a good one.